Hello. Today I'm working on a Lenovo Chromebook. This is a ideapad 3. The part number is, or the model number is CB-11IGL05, type 82BA. This computer has a cracked LCD, so I'm going to replace it. Now, I was able to take the bezel off and look to see how the LCD comes off, but so there you can see that the LCD is definitely broken. The owner doesn't actually know how this happened. They just went to use it one day and the LCD was broken, so I don't know if something was pushed down on it from the outside or what happened, but I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to disconnect the battery. Although it looks like the battery might actually be flat. No, it's not. I'm going to open the backup so that I can disconnect the battery because I don't want to risk blowing the backlight fuse when I go to reconnect the video cable. Well, this is coming open quite easily. Once I got the very thin pry tool through the edge, the back cover just came off quite easily, which is always nice. So this has one battery. Looks like it's decent size for this size laptop. So I'm just going to disconnect it. The red is on the left. I think it'll only go back in one way anyway. Okay. Battery disconnected. I'm going to put the cover back on the bottom, but leave the screws out just for rigidity. Now I'll use this. I've got this sort of thin, I call it a spatula. I don't know what it is. It's a little prying tool that's good for getting under the edges of bezels. And in this case, I just get under there and give it a little twist, and the bezel pops open. Might go from the outside in some of these, on these corners. No. There we go. Be careful of where the webcam is. So in this instance, I don't care so much about the LCD because I know that it's broken, but I do care about the bezel and any other structures that are under here, like the webcam or the antenna wires, anything like that. Now I feel like this bezel is glued or double-sided taped to the bottom. Yeah, I hate when that happens. I feel like if this was a good LCD panel, it would be nearly impossible to remove this without damaging it. That double-sided tape sticks to the area at the bottom where there's a very delicate circuit board on the LCD panel. Often they'll have a sticker that says "Do not touch." In other words, be very careful here. But because since this is a bad LCD panel, I'm not that worried about it. Just going to okay, so there's bit of adhesive here, a bit in the middle. There's a gap here. So I'm going about maybe a centimeter in, half an inch. Okay. It seems like it's popping loose. There we go. Got it from the bottom. Boy, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to tip this up and try to get my fingers under here. There we go. So there's still some adhesive over here. I guess it's stuck to the LCD panel adhesive, that paper that's, or plastic coating that's on here. Let me try to get between there. Jeez, yeah, I mean, if this was a good LCD panel, I'd be afraid that I'm damaging it. It's not, so I'm not so worried. Okay, that's fine, it's fine, it's all fine. And the bezel is in perfect shape still. No cracks or anything, so I'm happy with that. Alright, now, is this stuck on? Might be. No. I can see 4 screws there. So I can see where the LCD panel is. It's got these little tabs sticking out on the edge. So if I take out this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw, then the LCD panel should come free from the lid. And it does. So I'm just going to bring it forward here, see where the connector is. Okay. So there's the connector. And it's kind of embedded in a little wire loom here, so I'm going to take it out a little bit just to give me some slack to work with. And it's taped. It's got a piece of manufacturer's tape here. I'll use my plastic spudger to get under that. I'm going to be taping this tape down to the new one with some Kaptan tape. And it looks like there's a clip. Could be wrong about that, but it just really looks like there's a clip. Yep. So that little clip tipped up, and now this should slide out. Yep. Okay. So there's the old broken LCD panel. So here's the new LCD panel. The connector looks correct, looks to be in the right place. So I'll take it out of the bag. Put that connector back in. This is why the battery's out, because this process, if there's power going through here, could short circuit the backlight circuit and blow the fuse. Just want to double check that that looks right. That clip is all the way down. Yep. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to tuck this wire back into the wire loom and set the LCD panel where it belongs. Here. And these little plastic guides that stick out. Okay, I'm going to screw this in. I found that you can't really test these. Some of these don't work properly if they're not grounded fully. That just isn't going in. I'm going to lay this down on its back to do this, because I don't think these are quite lining up properly. There we go. And so I just want to test it before I put the bezel on. So I'm going to plug the battery back in and test. I really like how easily this opens. Okay, there's the battery connected. I'll wait to put those screws in until I'm sure that we're going forward. Not sure where the power light is on this. I just realized I didn't have my face camera on. So, plug the battery in, nothing. I think this battery might be dead. Okay, we got the charge light. We've got nothing so far. Oh, here we go. There we go. Looks like the display is working beautifully. And the battery is at 1%. So yeah, the battery was dead. That was the problem. Now I'm just going to take off the protective plastic. I'm grounding myself while I do this because sometimes that will generate a charge, static charge. I'm not going to add double-sided tape to this. I'm just going to snap this back in place. I'm trying to do this without pressing too hard on the bottom. Seems to be kind of a line through here. I don't know if that's normal or not. It might be damaged or defective. I don't like the way that fits there. There's a little bulge here that I can't explain, and I do not like. It's not where the cable is. Ah, it just hadn't snapped in. So let's see, is that all? No, it doesn't quite look right on the bottom here. Ah, and now that does. So if I go around the edges, everything looks good now. That bezel, looking at it from all angles, looks like it's in properly. And so let's turn it back on and see if that screen shadow is a problem or not. Oh, it's really clear. Okay, that looks all right. So is the home screen. Good. Let's see, can we get on the internet? Date and time set correctly. All right, this LCD looks great. All right, I'm going to put the screws back in the bottom and then get this thing back to the customer. Just make sure everything's snapped in all the way. Yep. All right, everything works. This computer is ready to go back to the customer. I'll let this charge while I do up the invoice, and then I will contact the customer and get it back to them. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.